Hey there, ladies! Are you tired of dating guys who only seem to be interested in you for their own benefit? Do you feel like you're putting in all the effort in the relationship while he's just taking advantage of you? If so, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 red flags that he's using you. These are the signs that you need to watch out for if you want to avoid getting hurt or being taken advantage of. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on this information because it could save you a lot of heartache and frustration. Now, I know that it can be hard to spot these red flags when you're in the midst of a relationship. You may be so caught up in the excitement of dating someone new that you don't see the warning signs until it's too late, but that's why I'm here to help. I've been in your shoes before, and I know how it feels to be used and taken advantage of by a guy who doesn't really care about you. That's why I'm sharing these red flags with you today, so that you can avoid making the same mistakes that I did. So sit back, grab a pen and paper, and let's get started. Let's dive deeper into the first red flag that he's using you, which is when he only contacts you when he wants something. This can come in many forms, such as asking to borrow money, asking for a favor, or only reaching out to you when he needs emotional support. If he's not making an effort to stay in touch with you or see you regularly, it's a sign that he's not interested in building a meaningful connection with you. Think about it. If he only contacts you when he needs something from you, then it's not a true give and take relationship. You don't want to be someone's personal ATM or therapist, right? You want to be with someone who genuinely enjoys spending time with you and wants to get to know you better. It's important to pay attention to the frequency and tone of his communication. Does he only text you late at night when he's bored or lonely? Does he only call you when he needs someone to vent to? If so, it's time to take a step back and assess whether this relationship is truly fulfilling for you. Remember, you deserve to be with someone who values your time and energy, not just what you can do for them. When you're in a relationship, it's important for your partner to show genuine interest in your life. This means asking you questions about yourself, listening to your stories, and showing support for your goals and aspirations. However, if your partner is not showing genuine interest in your life, it could be a red flag that he's using you. If he's not asking you about your day, or doesn't remember important details about your life, it could be a sign that he's not invested in getting to know you on a deeper level. Additionally, if he's not showing support for your goals or seems uninterested in your passions and interests, it could be a sign that he's not really interested in what makes you unique. In a healthy relationship, both partners should be invested in each other's lives and should want to see each other succeed. If your partner is not showing genuine interest in your life, it could be a sign that he's using you as a temporary distraction or as someone to fill a void in his own life. So if you notice that your partner isn't showing interest in your life, it's important to have an open and honest conversation about your concerns. If he's not willing to make an effort to get to know you better, then it may be time to move on and find someone who truly values and respects you. When a guy only wants to hang out in private, it's a huge red flag that he's using you. Sure, it might seem romantic to spend quiet nights in together, but if that's the only thing he's interested in, then it's time to question his motives. One reason he might only want to hang out in private is that he's trying to keep things casual. He might be seeing other people and doesn't want to commit to anything serious with you. By keeping things private, he's able to keep his options open and avoid any awkward encounters with other women. Another reason he might only want to hang out in private is that he's embarrassed to be seen with you in public. Maybe he's worried about what his friends or family might think of you, or maybe he's just not ready to make your relationship public knowledge. Either way, it's not a good sign if he's not willing to be seen with you in public. Finally, he might only want to hang out in private because he's using you for sex. If he's always suggesting that you come over to his place late at night, but never wants to take you out on a proper date or spend time with you during the day, then it's likely that he's only interested in you for physical reasons. In any case, if he's only interested in spending time with you in private, it's a sign that he's not interested in having a real relationship with you. Don't settle for being someone's secret or being used for sex. You deserve someone who is willing to be seen with you in public and invest in a real relationship with you. The 4th red flag that he's using you is when he doesn't introduce you to his friends or family. It's important to understand that introducing someone to your loved ones is a big step in any relationship. It shows that you're serious about the person and want to include them in your life. If your partner has been seeing you for a while but hasn't made any effort to introduce you to the important people in his life, then it's a sign that he's not interested in having a serious relationship with you. It could be that he's keeping you separate from his social circle because he doesn't see a future with you, or he may be embarrassed to be seen with you in front of his loved ones. It's also possible that he's keeping you a secret from his friends and family because he's seeing other people at the same time. He may not want to introduce you to his loved ones because he doesn't want to risk his other relationships. Regardless of the reason, if he's not willing to introduce you to the important people in his life, it's a red flag that he's not serious about the relationship. Don't be afraid to have an open and honest conversation with him about why he hasn't introduced you to his friends and family. If he's not willing to make the effort to include you in his life, then it's time to move on and find someone who will. The fifth and final red flag that he's using you is when he doesn't want to define the relationship. If you've been seeing each other for a while, but he's not willing to commit to being in a relationship or doesn't want to have the "what are we" conversation, then it's a sign that he's not interested in having a serious relationship with you. When a guy is truly interested in you and sees a future with you, he will want to define the relationship and make things official. He will want to commit to being in a relationship and will be excited to introduce you to his friends and family. However, if he's not willing to define the relationship, it's because he's keeping his options open and doesn't want to be tied down to just one person. He may be seeing other people or may not be ready for a commitment. Either way, it's a sign that he's not interested in having a serious relationship with you. It's important to have open and honest communication about your expectations and where you see the relationship going. If he's not willing to have that conversation, then it's time to move on and find someone who is ready and willing to commit to a real relationship with you. Don't waste your time on someone who's just using you for their own benefit. In conclusion, it's essential to recognize these 5 red flags when it comes to determining whether a guy is using you or not. If he only contacts you when he wants something, doesn't show genuine interest in your life, only wants to hang out in private, doesn't introduce you to his friends or family, or doesn't want to define the relationship, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. Remember, you deserve to be with someone who genuinely cares about you and is willing to invest in a real relationship. Don't settle for anything less than what you deserve. If you notice these signs, it's crucial to have an open and honest conversation about your expectations and where you see the relationship going. And if he's not willing to commit, it's time to move on and find someone who is. In the end, the most important thing is to prioritize your happiness and well-being. So take these red flags as a guide and trust your instincts. Don't avoid these signs and keep yourself from being used by someone who's not worth your time and energy.